Hari Om, Namaste to all. Prostrating at the lotus feet of Brahmanishta Kshotriya Sadguru Swami Virajeshwara Saraswati and the entire Guru Parampara on behalf of all of us. Today's discourse on Viveka Chudamani will continue. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Mahasaraswatyai Namaha. Sadashiva Samarambham Sri Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Parampara Shruti Smruti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpadam Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Putra Bhashtakruto Vande Bhagavanto Punah Punah Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Gocharam Tamagocharam Govindam Paramanandam Sadgurum Pranatosyam Om Namo Bhagavate Virajeshwara. Last time, shloka number 419, we had stopped. And as was told last time, ಈ ಎಲ್ಲ ಶ್ಲೋಕಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಮುಂದಿನ ಕೆಲವು ಶ್ಲೋಕಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಆಚಾರ್ಯರು ಆ ಜೀವನ್ಮುಕ್ತಿ ಸ್ಥಿತಿಯ ಅದರ ಮಹತ್ವದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಫಲಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ತಿಳಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಜೀವನದ ಪರಮ ಪುರುಷಾರ್ಥವಾದಂತಹ ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ವಸ್ವರೂಪದ ದರ್ಶನವನ್ನ, ನಮ್ಮ ಆತ್ಮ ಏಕತ್ವ ಭಾವವನ್ನ ಅನುಭವಿಸುವಂತಹ ಸ್ಥಿತಿ, ಆ ಪರಮಾನಂದ ಸ್ಥಿತಿಯ ಬಗ್ಗೆನೇ ಮಾತನಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದರ ಪ್ರಾಮುಖ್ಯತೆ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತನಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ದೀಸ್ ಸೆಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಶ್ಲೋಕಾಸ್, Acharya Bhagavatpada is extolling again and again the importance of being realized in this birth itself, the importance of realization or even Jivan Mukta state, the state of Jivan Mukta. Mukta actually means liberated while still living in the body. In simplest English, you become liberated once for all while still living in the body. That means what? You have escaped this cycle of birth and death. No more rebirth after the death of the physical body. So, for a jnani, it is referred as Sharira Tyaga, giving up the physical body made up of 5 gross elements. That which is born has to go one day. Jatasya Maranam Dhruvam. So, jnani, Brahmavida, a realized master, is no way bothered about that process, that ultimate point in the life of all of us, that the death will devour us. So that apprehension, that avinimesha, that fear of death is no more there, because his mind is totally serene, prashant. There is eternal peace in the mind. No worries and no sufferings at all in the purest of the pure mind of a Jivan Mukta or a Brahmajnani. So last time, Acharya, the last line of the last shloka, Nivrutti Paramatrupti Anando Anupamaswataha. That's what we had ended there. Nivrutti Paramatrupti. Nivrutti refers to withdrawing from all your willful activities, worldly activities, no more concerned, no more interested. You just remain a witness to what is happening in the life. The events are happening, your 5 senses are becoming just a witness to all those things happening, and your mind is always serene and stabilized. Inside there is no reactions. Your organs, sense organs will react. Guna gunesha vartante iti matvana sanjate. Lord himself in Bhagavad Gita has mentioned this one. Jnani is totally not bothered at all because his consciousness has become so serene and so pure. That is called Vishuddha Sattva, purest of the pure. That is what we call prajna, state of prajna. In fact, you remember one of the Mahavakyas of Upanishads is Prajnanam Brahma. So, prajna refers to that state of pure awareness, pure consciousness, where there is no present, past, or future. The concept of time has gone. He is beyond everything. Prajna. While explaining the nature of Sthita Prajna, even in the second chapter, Bhagavad Gita, Sankhya Yoga, last time I just mentioned, it's a passing reference. What is the nature of Sthita Prajna? The question was there by Arjuna. Then Lord himself goes on explaining in the next few sets of shlokas in the second chapter, Bhagavad Gita, about the nature of Sthita Prajna. Repeatedly he says, he explains, Tasya Prajna Pratishthatha. Now the same point we'll take up in detail here in Viveka Chudamani, where Acharya has further beautifully elucidated the nature of Jivan Mukta, the nature of a Brahmajnani. Now, so always, Nivrittihi Paramatrupti Anando Anupamaswata. So he withdraws from all actions and remains stabilized all the time in that real bliss, which is beyond our routine pleasure and joy as we encounter experience in our lives. The joy and the pleasure we experience, it cannot be compared at all to that highest form of bliss. The highest joy and the pleasure is not even a minuscule dust particle or a minuscule drop in the ocean of what is called Brahmananda. So that is a bliss. A jnani always revels in that. His mind is totally stabilized. So we'll come to the next shloka here. Drushta dukveshvanudvego vidyaya prastutam phalam yatkrutam bhranti velayam nana karma jugupsitam paschannaro vivekena tatham kartumarhati. Drushta dukveshvanudvego vidyaya prastutam phalam yatkrutam bhranti velayam nana karma jugupsitam paschannaro vivekena tatkatham kartum arhati. In this shloka, ಈ ಶ್ಲೋಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಚಾರ್ಯರು ಒಂದು ಉದಾಹರಣೆ ತಗೊಂಡು ಅದನ್ನ ಮತ್ತೆ ವಿಶದೀಕರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಜ್ಞಾನ ಬರುವ ಮೊದಲು, ಸ್ವಸ್ವರೂಪ ದರ್ಶನ ಆಗುವ ಮೊದಲು, ಸಾಕ್ಷಾತ್ಕಾರ ಉಂಟಾಗುವ ಮೊದಲು ಅಜ್ಞಾನದಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾಗ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಭ್ರಾಂತಿ, ಮಾಯೆ ಮೋಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಕೊಂಡಾಗ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲವೂ ಅಜ್ಞಾನದ ಕೆಲಸಗಳು ಭ್ರಾಂತಿಯಿಂದ ಉಂಟಾಗುವುದು. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಜಗತ್ತು ನಾನು ಇಂಥವನು, ಆ ಅಜ್ಞಾನದ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿರುವ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮತ್ತೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಲ್ಲ. ಭ್ರಾಂತಿಯಿಂದ ಮೊದಲು ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ, ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ದುಃಖೇಶು ಅನುದ್ವೇಗ ದ್ರಷ್ಟ ದುಃಖೇಶು
should be fine. Sir, you're muted still. No, sir, you're not audible yet.
I don't know why. Now,
Yes, we can hear you now, sir. Yes.
now you can hear me.
Yes, sir.
You can
I can hear.
hear. Can you
Hear
hear
and
me?
see you. I can hear you and see you
Yeah.
as
Is
well,
it
sir.
okay? Yeah. Maybe there is some problem in the internet signals.
Yes,
God
sir.
knows. Yeah. We will
Yes.
continue.
Yes.
So, yeah. What Acharya is dealing here. What happens occur in life, repeated problems.
Sir, your
So we are to the viewers. Yeah.
apologies, sir. Now we can
What
hear
is,
you and see you.
yeah. So
Thank
there
you.
is a jumping and then stopping itself, right? All by
Yes, sir. I think it's due to the network connectivity. It's weak for you, so we are experiencing that. I can see that your connectivity is in the red.
no. Shall we continue? Hmm. Yeah, your voice is also breaking up to me. We will
Yes,
do.
sir.
We'll start.
We can restart, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Hari Om. So what Acharya is dealing here. Drashta dukkheshu anudvegaha vidyaya prastutam phalam. Absence of worry or regret over suffering is the reward of being a liberated person. Vidyaya means Brahma Vidya, Atma Vidya, Brahmajnana, Atmajnana, all these. Yatkrutam Bhranti Velayam Nana Karma Jugupsitam Paschannaro Vivekena Tat Katham Kartumarhasi. So, a realized person, a jnani, a mahatma, a samadarshi, a sthita prajna, a tattvadarshi, all these words. How can a learned such a sthita prajna or a jnani who did various unwanted, loathsome, horrible deeds during the delusion of thinking that he is real, his body-mind complex is real and the world is real. So during the earlier delusion, whatever horrible, loathsome deeds a jnani did, he will never repeat after the rise of Viveka or the dawn of the jnana. So once a person is realized, he will never commit such any awful, loathsome deeds. Nana karma jugupsitam. Paschat naro vivekena tat katham kartum arhasi. ಜ್ಞಾನ ಉಂಟಾಗುವ ಮೊದಲು ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಅಸಹ್ಯಕರವಾದ ಕರ್ಮಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಜ್ಞಾನ ಉಂಟಾದ ನಂತರ ಹೇಗೆ ತಾನೇ ಆ ಕರ್ಮಗಳನ್ನ ಮತ್ತೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಆತ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಾನೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ಭಾವ ಆಚಾರ್ಯರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಮೊದಲೇ ಹೇಳಿದ ಹಾಗೆ 2ನೇ ಅಧ್ಯಾಯ ಸಾಂಖ್ಯಯೋಗ ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತಾ ಜೀವನ್ಮುಕ್ತನ ಲಕ್ಷಣಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಭಗವಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಾನಲ್ಲ. 2ನೇ ಅಧ್ಯಾಯ 55ನೇ ಶ್ಲೋಕದಿಂದ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಾನಲ್ಲ. ದುಃಖೇಶು ಅನುದ್ವಿಗ್ನ ಮನಃ ಸುಖೇಶು ವಿಗತ ಸ್ಪೃಹಃ ವೀತರಾಗ ಭಯಕ್ರೋಧ ಸ್ಥಿತಿಧಿ ಮುನಿರುಚ್ಯತೆ. ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಭಗವಂತನ ವಾಣಿ, ಭಗವಂತನ ಮಾತು. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಲಾರ್ಡ್ ಟೆಲ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತಾ, after the question of Arjuna to explain the attributes of a jnani, a sthita prajna, how he behaves, what are the characters of a sthita prajna, how we can identify a jivan mukta, in other words. For that question of Arjuna, right from the 2nd chapter, shloka number 55 onwards, Lord goes on explaining beautifully. He himself, Krishna Paramatma himself extols the nature of a jnani, nature of a sthita prajna. So he starts with, there is a beautiful shloka there, dukkeshu anudvigna manaha sukheshu vigata spruhaha vitaraga bhayakrodha sthitidi muniruchyate. So Muni, a sthita prajna, a realized master, a liberated soul, how he behaves. ದುಃಖದಲ್ಲಿ ಉದ್ವೇಗಗೊಳ್ಳದೇ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂಥವನು, ಸಂಕಟ ಪಡದೇ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂಥವನು, ಒದಗಿದಂತಹ ದುಃಖದ ಸಂದರ್ಭಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯ ಸಂಕಟವನ್ನು ಪಡದೇ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂಥವನು, ಉದ್ವೇಗ ಹೊಂದದೇ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂಥವನು, ತಳಮಳಗೊಳ್ಳದೇ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂಥವನು, ಸುಖ ಬಂದಾಗ ಸುಖದಲ್ಲೂ ಸಹ ಆಸೆ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂಥವನು, ರಾಗ ಭಯ ಕ್ರೋಧ ಗೆದ್ದವನು ಆದಂತಹ ಮುನಿ, ಆತ ನಿಜವಾದ ಸ್ಥಿತ ಪ್ರಜ್ಞಾ ಅಂತ ಭಗವಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತೆಯನ್ನು. ಅದೇ ಭಾವವನ್ನ ಆಚಾರ್ಯರು ಈ ಶ್ಲೋಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ದುಃಖೇಶು ಅನುದ್ವಿಗ್ನ ಮನಃ ಸುಖೇಶು ವಿಗತ ಸ್ಪೃಹಃ ವೀತರಾಗ ಭಯಕ್ರೋಧ ಸ್ಥಿತಿದಿ ಮುನಿರುಚ್ಯತೆ. ಸ್ಥಿತದಿ ಮುನಿರುಚ್ಯತೆ. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಲಾರ್ಡ್ ಸೇಸ್ ಇನ್ ಭಗವದ್ ಗೀತಾ, same thing. Dukkeshu anudvigna manaha. So when the crisis appeared, the realized master is no way concerned. Internally he is stabilized. He will not weep, he will not grieve, he will not become emotionally attached to all such things happening around him, whatever sorrowful events happen, whatever crises appear, internally he is always stabilized. There is no tension, there is no worry, there is no grief, no sorrow, because his mind is totally stilled, stabilized. He is a Sthitaprajna himself. That is the point. Next, we come to the shloka. Vidyaphalam syat asato nivrittihi pravrittirajnanaphalam tadikshitam. Tajñajñayo yan mrugatrushnikadau no chet vidam drushtapalam kimasmat. The fourth charana, 4-line shloka. Vidyaphalam syat asato nivrittihi pravritti ajnana phalam tadikshitam. Tajña ajñayoh yat mrugatrushnikadau no chet vidam drushtapalam kimasmat. Tajña ajñayoh yat mrugatrushnikadau nauchet vidam drushtapalam kimasmat. These are the key words here in the shloka. Asato nivrittihi vidyaphalam syat pravrittihi ajnanaphalam tat ikshitam. So Acharya says here, it is well observed, tadikshitam, it is well known, well observed. Yavudu Acharya ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅಸದ್ವಸ್ತುವಿನಿಂದ ಅನಾತ್ಮ ವಸ್ತುವಿನಿಂದ ಹಿಂತಿರುಗೋದು ಆ ಜ್ಞಾನದ ಫಲ. ಅಸದ್ವಸ್ತುವೆ ಮಿಥ್ಯಾ ಜಗತ್ತು ಸತ್ಯ ಅಂತ ಅಸದ್ವಸ್ತುವಿನ ಹಿಂದೆ ಓಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಅಜ್ಞಾನದ ಫಲ. ಅಸದ್ವಸ್ತು ಸತ್ ಅಲ್ಲದೆ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಮಿಥ್ಯಾ ವಸ್ತುವಿನ ಹಿಂದೆ ಓಡ್ತಾ ಓಡ್ತಾ ಆಕರ್ಷಣೆಯಿಂದ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಳುಗ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಅಜ್ಞಾನದ ಫಲ. ಆದರೆ ಈ ಮಿಥ್ಯಾ ವಸ್ತುಗಳು ಯಾವುದು ಸತ್ಯವಲ್ಲ, ಸತ್ಯವಾಗಿರೋದು ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ವಸ್ತು, ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ ವಸ್ತು, ಏಕವಸ್ತು, ಅದು ಸ್ವತಃ ಸ್ವಯಂ ಆ ಪರಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ವಸ್ತು ಇರೋದು ಒಂದೇ. ನಾನು ಅದೇ ಆಗಿದ್ದೇನೆ ಎನ್ನುವ ಭಾವ ಬಲ್ತಾಗ, ನೇರ ಅನುಭವಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಾಗ, ಆ ಸಾಕ್ಷಾತ್ಕಾರ ಉಂಟಾದಾಗ ಅಸದ್ವಸ್ತುಗಳ ಕಡೆ ಗಮನ ಇರುವುದಿಲ್ಲ ಜ್ಞಾನಿಗೆ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. ವಿದ್ಯಾಫಲಂ ಸ್ಯಾತ್ ಅಸತೋ ನಿವೃತ್ತಿ ಪ್ರವೃತ್ತಿ ಅಜ್ಞಾನ ಫಲಂ ತದೀಕ್ಷಿತಂ. ಇದು ನೋಡಲ್ಪಟ್ಟಿದೆ. ಉದಾಹರಣೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಆಚಾರ್ಯ. ಹೇಗೆ? ತಜ್ಞ ಅಜ್ಞಯೋ ಯತ್ ಮೃಗತೃಷ್ಣಿಕಾದೋ ನೌ ಚೇತ್ ವಿದಾಂ ದೃಷ್ಟಫಲಂ ಕಿಮಸ್ಮ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಉದಾಹರಣೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಏನು ಉದಾಹರಣೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ? ಮರಳುಗಾಡಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿಸಿಲು ಬಹಳ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾದಾಗ, ಬಳಲಿ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದ್ದಾಗ, ಬಾಯಾರಿಕೆ ಆದಾಗ ದೂರದಲ್ಲಿ ಮರೀಚಿಗೆ ಕಾಣುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ನೀರಿದೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಭ್ರಾಂತಿ, ದೂರದಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲೋ ನೀರು ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ಭ್ರಾಂತಿಗೆ ಮರೀಚಿಕೆ ಅಂತೀವಲ್ಲ, ಬಿಸಿಲು ಕುದುರೆ. ಓ ನೀರಿದೆ 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 ಅಂತ ಅದ್ರ ಕಡೆ ಓಡೋದು ಅಜ್ಞಾನಿ, ಅಜ್ಞಾ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಖಂಡಿತ ನೀರಲ್ಲ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿಸಿಲು ಕುದುರೆ ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಬರೀ ಮರೀಚಿಗೆ ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿರೋದು ಮರಳೇ ಅಂತ ನಿಜವಾದ ಜ್ಞಾನ ಪಡೆದವನು ಜ್ಞಾನಿ ಅದರ ಕಡೆ ಓಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಈ ಉದಾಹರಣೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. So in this shloka here, with an example, Acharya is explaining what is the nature, the phala of vidya, brahmajnana. Vidyapalam syat asato nivrittihi. So the result or the reward of brahmajnana or atmajnana will be withdrawal from the asat or unreality, anatma vastu, this world. Totally withdrawing yourself from this anatma vastu, asat vastu, is the reward of jnana, reward of brahmajnana, result of brahmajnana. This distinction, Acharya gives an example here. Tajña ajñayoho yan mruga krishnikadau. In an example, what Acharya is giving here, Tajna means the learned one, the realized one. Ajna means the ajnani, non-realized, normal person. In case of the mirage, while in the deep desert during the hot sun, so the water is visible from a distance in the horizon. That's what we call mirage. So what happens? One who knows that it is a mirage, it is a false impression, he will not run behind that. The knower of the truth will not run behind the mirage. Only the not knower of that truth, out of sheer thirsty nature, he will think there is a water in the distance, in the horizon. So he will run behind to possess, to quench his thirst by that water. So he is ajnani. So this mirage example Acharya is giving. So one who knows, one who is aware of reality is not deluded. One who doesn't know the reality goes in search in vain of the water, which is really not there. It is only full of sand. So this is the direct reward of a jnani. He is not attracted. He is no more deluded. No more. He is, engulfed by the veil of Maya. And no more is attracted towards the worldly pleasures, the worldly life, and worldly objects. He remains a pure witness. Whatever happens, happens. Whatever comes to him, it comes. He is no way concerned. There is no want. There is no feeling. There are no aspirations. There are no personal attachment to any object in the life, in the world. Whatever happens, happens. Whatever comes to him, it comes to him. Whatever goes out, it goes out. Either way, he is not bothered of possessing something or dispossessing something. He is not bothered about having something or giving up something. So that is how, with a serene mind, with a stabilized mind, a jnani behaves, moves in the world of ajnana. That is the point here to remember. Next, Acharya takes up. Ajnana hrudaya granthe vinasho yaddasheshatah anichor vishaya kimnu pravurte karanam swatah. Ajnana hrudaya granthe vinasho yaddasheshatah anichor vishaya kimnu pravurte karanam swatah. Ajnana hrudaya granthe vinasho yad asheshatah. Vinashaha yad asheshatah. Ajnana ಎಂಬ ಈ ಹೃದಯ ಗ್ರಂಥಿ ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣವಾಗಿ ನಾಶವಾದ ಮೇಲೆ, ಅದು ನಾಶವಾದ ನಂತರ ಯಾವುದನ್ನೂ ಇಚ್ಛಿಸದ, ಯಾವುದನ್ನೂ ಬಯಸದಂತಹ ಆ ಜ್ಞಾನಿಗೆ ಜಗತ್ತಿನ ಸಮಸ್ತ ಸುಖ ಉಪಭೋಗಗಳು, ಸಮಸ್ತ ಭೋಗಗಳು, ಸಮಸ್ತ ವಿಷಯಗಳು ಆತನ ಪ್ರವೃತ್ತಿಗೆ ಕಾರಣ ಆಗೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಆತನ ಮನಸ್ಸನ್ನ ಜಗತ್ತಿನ ವಿಷಯ ಸುಖಗಳು ಎಳೆಯೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋ ಅರ್ಥ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ವೆನ್ ದ ನಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಜ್ಞಾನ is cut off, ajnana hrudaya granthi vinashah yad asheshata. When the knot of ajnana is cut off completely, what can induce a jnani, a realized person, for any more worldly activity? That is the question Acharya is putting. Anichor vishaya kimnu pravurtehe karanam swatah. So what can induce a jnani to be more active in the worldly sense, worldly affairs, in the worldly activity? He has no desire to fulfill. See, he has gone beyond any personal aspiration or desires to be fulfilled. Anichor vishaya kim He has gone beyond the desires, aspirations, wants. See, normally all of us, we have desires in life to fulfill. Our Gurudev always used to tell this point very beautifully, succinctly repeated. Desires sprout because of vasanas. Our vasanas, natural tendencies, impressions carried from previous births, always propel us. Those samskaras, those tendencies, those vasanas will propel continuously the thoughts of desires in this life. We develop various types of desires, various types of attachments in life. Why? Because of our individual samskaras or vasanas in life, carried over from the previous births, from unknown births. All those tendencies are there. The vasanas are there. And they influence our thoughts. And that is how the vasanas generate desires in my mind to have this, to possess that, to obtain this one. Always mind is geared up. And our Gurudev used to say, like the waves coming one after another in the ocean, due to the movement of the wind force, due to the vasanas, these desires like waves appear one after another in our mind, and we strive our life long to fulfill our desires. And once I fulfill one desire, immediately another desire. The mind is not satisfied. Buddhi is not satisfied. The ego is not satisfied. In other words, I am not internally satisfied. Our Gurudev used to say all these points very beautifully, repeatedly. If you satisfy one desire, immediately next one will sprout in your mind, and you gear up to do, to bring the ultimate effect to fulfill that desire. Then all your activities are concerned with fulfilling that new desire. So once again with difficulty you fulfill that, again a new one will crop up in the mind. So always the man is running after fulfilling his desires, thinking that if he fulfills the desires, they will bring happiness. They will bring peace and joy in life. But they're all momentary as per Vedanta, as per all Mahatmas. No amount of joy and pleasures we acquire in life, they are permanent. They are only fleeting. They are only fleeting. They diminish. The effect diminishes the next moment. So the mind is never satisfied. Mind is never satisfied. It runs behind the desires, new desires, new desires, new desires. This is what we call rut of the life. This is what we call, we are caught up in the rat race. This is what is called samsara. This is nothing but shoka and moha. And we are caught up in this shoka and moha called samsara. We are caught up in this, the world of attachments and world of desires, all influenced by our vasanas, basically because of we are deluded by the maya itself, thinking that everything is real. We have never even thought of what really Mahananda, Brahmananda, Paramananda, Nijananda, or that eternal bliss really means. We are running outside, looking outside to possess, to have, to acquire that happiness. But we don't know that we are ourselves blissful basically. We don't know that we are the entire ocean of bliss that is there inside only. Forgetting that we are always looking outside. Instead of inward journey, always we are outwardly projecting our mind and energy to fulfill our desires. Why? In order to, you are in the pursuit of the elusive happiness. So, in the pursuit of happiness, all our activities are geared up outside, outward activity. No inward activity at all. This is how our Gurudev used to say. So, it's all because of ajnana. Because of ajnana. the knot of ajnana, knot of ignorance. Hrudaya granthi, ajnana hrudaya granthi vinashaya yad sheshataha anichor vishaya kimno pravarte karanam swataha. So that is why a jnani in the real sense, a realized master, he is no more attracted. There are no more desires because all the vasanas will go away. See, vasana kshaya will happen as a natural state of the nature of the mind, because the mind itself becomes purest and the purest of the pure. When it enters into Vishuddha Sattva state, vasanas will go away. The desire to possess something automatically will vanish for a jnani. There is a point here. Remember. Same thing Acharya will continue next in the next sloka. Same thing, same point. He explains further. Vasana anudayo bhogye vairagyasya tadavadhi aham bhavo daya bhavo bodhasya paramavadhi lina vrutte anutpattir maryado parate stusa. If you split these words, Vasana anudayo bhogye vairagyasya tadavadhi aham bhavo udaya bhavo udaya bhavo aham bhava udaya abhava aham bhava udaya bhava bodhasya paramavadhi lina vrutte anutpatti maryadaha uparate stusa. Lina vrutte anutpatti maryada uparate sada uparate stuta. So these are the word splitting. An expert in Sanskrit will do it very beautifully. Being a jnani myself in Sanskrit language, sometimes it becomes very difficult. So the point here Acharya is mentioning, the core meaning is, now he's making it sudden for easy explanation. He is taking up one point after another separately. ಯಾವಾಗ ವಾಸನೆಗಳು ಉಂಟಾಗೋದಿಲ್ವೋ, ವಿಷಯ ಭೋಗವನ್ನು ಅನುಭವಿಸಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ವಾಸನೆಗಳು ಉಂಟಾಗೋದಿಲ್ವೋ, ಆಗ ಅದು ವೈರಾಗ್ಯದ ಚರಮಸೀಮೆ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವೈರಾಗ್ಯ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. ವಾಸನೆಗಳು ಕ್ಷಯವಾದ್ರೆ, ಆಸೆಗಳು ನಿಂತು ಹೋದ್ರೆ, ಆಗ ವೈರಾಗ್ಯ ಸಿದ್ಧಿ ಆಯಿತು ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. ವಾಸನಾ ಅನುದಯೋ ಭೋಗ್ಯೆ ವೈರಾಗ್ಯಸ್ಯ ಪರಾವಧಿ ಅಹಂ ಭಾವ ಉದಯ ಅಭಾವ ಬೋಧಸ್ಯ ಪರಮಾವಧಿ. ಅಹಂಭಾವ ಉಂಟಾಗದೇ ಇರುವುದೇ, ನಾನು 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 ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ದೇಹ, ನಾನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ದೇಹ ಮನಸ್ಸು ಅನ್ನೋ ಈ ಭಾವ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅಹಂಭಾವ. ಈ ಅಹಂಭಾವ ಉಂಟಾಗದೇ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಜ್ಞಾನದ ಕೊನೆಯ ಎಲ್ಲೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಜ್ಞಾನೋದಯ ಆದಾಗ ಈ ಅಹಂಭಾವ, ನಾನು ನಾನು ಅನ್ನೋ ಅಹಂಭಾವ ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣವಾಗಿ ಹೊರಟೋಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಲೀನವೃತ್ತಿ ಅನುತ್ಪತ್ತಿ ಮರ್ಯಾದ ಉಪರತೆ ಸಾ. ಲೀನವೃತ್ತೇ ಅನುತ್ಪತ್ತಿ ಮರ್ಯಾದ ಉಪರತೆಸ್ತು ಸಾ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಡಗಿ ಹೋಗಿರತಕ್ಕಂತಹ, ಕ್ಷಯವಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ವಾಸನೆಗಳು, ಲಯವಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ವಾಸನೆಗಳು, ಆ ಭೋಗ ಚಿಂತನೆಗಳು ಮತ್ತೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಹುಟ್ಟಿ ಬಾರದ ಹಾಗೆ ಉತ್ಪತ್ತಿ ಆಗದೆ ಇರೋದೇ ಉಪರತಿಯ ನಿಜವಾದ ಲಕ್ಷಣ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಬಿಡಿಸಿ ಬಿಡಿಸಿ ಆಚಾರ್ಯ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಶ್ಲೋಕ Acharya is, separately, individually, he is taking one point after another and explaining that point. Vasana anudayo bhogye vairagyasya tadavadihi. The absence of vasana, vasana kshaya, or the absence of attachment and passion, it denotes the outermost boundary of vairagya, detachment. That means what? When all the vasanas, our wants, our desires automatically stop arising in the mind, that indicates the vairagya, the detachment. The mind has entered into the final limits of detachment, the boundary. Similarly, aham bhavaha udaya abhavaha, aham bhava udaya abhavaha, bodhasya paramavadihi. Similarly, the absence of aham, ego, I amness, absence of I-ness, absence of ego, I am so and so, I am so and so, the sharira bhava, body-mind complex, I am this, I have a status, I have a name. So this aham bhava udaya abhavaha. So the absence of this I-ness, absence of this ego, bodhasya paramavadihi, that is the final limit of jnana, bodha. That means once jnana dawns in the sense, once the true reality is experienced, the ego totally vanishes. The ego totally vanishes. The I-ness vanishes. Aham bhava udaya abhavaha. So the sprouting of I is not there. Aham bhava udaya abhavaha. Sprouting of I-ness, me concept, is no more there. When bodhasya paramavati, when jnana dawns in. That is the point here. And aham bhava udaya abhavaha, for this, Chandrasekhara Bharati Mahaswamigal beautifully, he writes down in his commentary one very interesting, important Vedantic point. Aham bhava means me, self, that concept. Now, here, aham can be referred in two ways. Before the realization, when I say aham, I am referring myself in the ajnana mode to the body-mind complex, ego. When I say, I want to do this, I want to go there, I want to see, I am so and so. So I am referring to the body-mind complex. There's the ego as well. After the attainment of jnana or after realization, once a jnani is stabilized, that Atma, Pratyagatma and Parabrahma Vastu are one and the same. Brahma, Atma, Ekatva Bhava. There is no difference, I am that only. So he becomes stabilized in that automatic notion of Aham Brahmasmi. So another Upanishad question. So that feeling of Aham Brahmasmi sets in for a Brahmavida or for a Brahmajnani. So there aham refers to I am that only. So there also aham word is there. Here also aham word is there. So in the ajnana mode, aham refers to ego. In the realized sense, aham refers to pratyagatma or parabrahma vastu atma swarupa. Please remember. While we are in ajnana mode, aham means ego. If I am realized, aham means that refers to pratyagatma, atma, parabrahma vastu. I am no way different from that. So the same word aham, two ways it can be referred to. That's what Chandrasekhara Bharati Mahaswamigal writes in his commentary on this. Aham bhava udaya bhavaha bodhasya paramavadihi. This. Now, you know how beautifully he writes. This aham bhava udaya bhava can be explained in two ways, Mahaswami says. It may mean cancellation of the sense of I or ego in the cognition after realization, that is, I am Brahman, Aham Brahmasmi. In the manner, Bhadayam Samanadikaranyam. So, quoting that one phrase, Samanadikaranyam, which means, Samanadikaranyam means, Mahaswami writes, Samanadikaranyam means two different words having reference to the same object, two different words meaning different things, but referring to the same object. For example, in the darkness, in a distance, if a pillar is there, a short pillar is there, you may mistake, due to the silhouette nature, semi-darkness condition, that pillar may be mistaken as a man, a thief, waiting and standing, crouching. So the truth is, it is a pillar, a short pillar. But the feeling that it is a thief or a man, appearance of thief or a man standing, that is due to ignorance. So the pillar is the real truth. Thief or man standing is untruth or mithya. That is due to ignorance, ajnana. It is a thief or a man, that is a wrong identification, superimposed. But by close examination, the truth shines out. No. It is only a pillar, short pillar. It is similar. This example is similar to serpent, the rope example, the famous Sarparajjunyaya. It is similar. So that is what Mahaswami writes. Lina vrittehe sa anutpattihi uparate maryada. The non-emergence of vasanas or desires or sankalpas, once again in the mind, which have totally ceased, that is the extreme limit of uparati. Uparati means withdrawal. So ultimately, all these things mean what Acharya says. Uparati means the natural state of your mind withdrawing itself from all outer sensual objects or attractions. Your sense organs of the body are not actually influenced by the outer objects, experience. The eye can see, a jnani will see just like you and me. A jnani will hear the sounds just like you and me. A jnani will touch the same feeling of touch just like you and me. He will taste the food in the same way just like you and me. He will smell in the same way just like you and me. There is no difference. Outwardly, there is no difference at all. But inwardly, what happens? Even though all the five senses are there in the body working, there is a total uparati, total withdrawal as a natural phenomenon because of realization. Because he no more identifies with his body, that I am this body. So whatever the body does, see, the eyes may see, the ear may hear unwanted or wanted things. Eyes may see wanted, unwanted things, horrible things, good things, beautiful things, ugly things, whatever it is. He remains just a pure witness. He is not perturbed. He is not attracted. He is no more induced. No more induced. No more affected. See, these are the points we have to remember. So that is how Mahaswami writes here. Chandrasekhar Bharata writes. Beautiful commentary. Excessive explanation here and there for the shloka of Acharya Shankaracharya. So, in these shlokas, what is that we have to remember? We have to remember that the importance of realization, Acharya touched upon. Now, the next set of shlokas, the core point of Viveka Chudamani, most important shlokas are there in the next set of shlokas, where Acharya, Shankara Bhagavatpada, explains in detail about the nature of Jivan Mukta, the attributes of Jivan Mukta, that is Brahmajnani or Atmajnani or a realized master. In so many ways, in so many shlokas, Acharya will explain. Please remember, bear in the mind, all these points in the next set of shlokas, what Acharya mentions about Jivan Mukta himself, about Brahmajnani himself. Please remember, all these attributes may not be found in only one individual. One Jnani may not exhibit all these attributes. Please remember, ಮುಂದಿನ ಶ್ಲೋಕಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಜೀವನ್ಮುಕ್ತ ಲಕ್ಷಣಗಳು, ಆತನ ವ್ಯವಹಾರ, ಪರಮಜ್ಞಾನಿ ಹೇಗಿರ್ತಾನೆ, ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಜ್ಞಾನಿ ಹೇಗೆ ವ್ಯವಹಾರ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಅಂತ ಮುಂದೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ಆಚಾರ್ಯರು. ಈ ಎಲ್ಲ ಲಕ್ಷಣಗಳು ಎಲ್ಲವೂ ಎಲ್ಲರಲ್ಲೂ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಯಥಾ ಭಾವಿಸಬಾರದು. ಕೆಲವು ಲಕ್ಷಣಗಳು ಕೆಲವು ಜ್ಞಾನಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ವಿಶೇಷವಾಗಿ ಎದ್ದು ತೋರುವಂಥದ್ದು, ಇನ್ನು ಇತರೆ ಲಕ್ಷಣಗಳು ಬೇರೆ ಜ್ಞಾನಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ವಿಶೇಷವಾಗಿ ತೋರುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಅದು ಸಪ್ತ ಜ್ಞಾನ ಭೂಮಿಕೆಗಳು ಬಂದಂತ ವಿಷಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ವಿಷಯಗಳಾದ್ದರಿಂದ ಈ ಶ್ಲೋಕಗಳ ಅರ್ಥವನ್ನು ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಅರ್ಥೈಸಿಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಜ್ಞಾನ ಭೂಮಿಕಾ there are last 4 steps are there. That is Brahmavidvara state, Brahmavidvariya state, and Brahmavidvarishtha state. That is the highest, what we call Avadhuta sthiti. So a jnani may be a Brahmavid, a jnani, a realized master can be Brahmavidvara, a realized master or a jnani can be Brahmavidvariya, or a realized master or a Brahmajnani can be Brahmavidvarishtha or real Avadhuta. So the differences are there as far as their attributes, their behavior in this world of ajnana, how they appear to others. So Jnana Bhumika differentiates, but all are Brahmajnanis. All the attributes what Acharya writes now may not be found in a single individual. Please remember that. May not be found in a single individual. Some of them are found in some jnanis whom, if we are grateful in our life, by God's grace, we will come across a Mahatman, a Paramajnani, a Sthitaprajna, or a Sadguru. So all these points we have to remember. So with the God's grace, I am stopping at the shloka number 4 to 3. And next, we'll start with the Lakshanas of Jivan Mukta, shloka number 4 to 4, the next session on. Hari Om. Sri Rama Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama. 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 Hari Om.
Hari Om, sir. Thank you so much for the divine nectar today. Hari Om. Hari Om. And viewers, apologies for any of the mistakes on our side. It was due to network connectivity. Hope you'll enjoy this as much as you did the previous ones. Hari Om.
Hari.